Hey guys, my name's Mariah.
And I'm Grecia.
And welcome to our YouTube channel.
So today we decided to do something different and fun.
We wanted to show you a little bit about some of the stuff that we used to play with back in the 90s.
As you may realize, nowadays kids just don't do the same things that we used to do when we were growing up. Back in the 90s, you played outside almost all day, all time, and I'm sure some of you have seen the memes where you could tell when your friends were kicking it at someone's house because their bikes were outside all the time.
Yeah, but a lot of the times we would see just everyone on their phone, everyone's on electronics, and everything nowadays is electronic based.
You see kids on their iPads and their parents' phones at all times. They don't talk to you, they don't say hi. But that's not the way that we grew up. We grew up in the 90s. And because of that, I have my 90s sweater that I'm representing today.
Very cool.
I love it. Growing up in the 90s was the best thing.
So we're going to show you a few things that we personally used to play with and things that we used to watch, read, all stuff like that.
So we're going to start with something that kids may not even know anymore. They would not even know how to play this, or they don't even know what it is maybe.
So these were some of the movies that we used to watch. Looks like this, right here.
Yeah. I
remembered actually having to stick it in the box that rewound it and everything. But these were some of my favorite movies here. This one here, Pinocchio, was another favorite of mine. And my all-time favorite was this one right here, Fantasia.
Oh my god, if you've not seen Fantasia, you're missing out. These are like giant cassettes, and I remember that you could rewind them. You had to get up out of bed, you know, push the buttons and rewind them or pause it or fast forward it. It was like super awesome. This is The Wizard of Oz.
And then let me show you on this right here. So if you look at the tape, if it clears, there we go. So right here is where it's like all rewound and it's all on this side. This is where the tape part is. And then during the movie, all of it ends up on this side and then it has to go all the way back. That is something that I know that a lot of kids nowadays have never seen, have never watched, has never played, and that was a regular daily basic thing for me.
We couldn't stream back in the day. You had to have one of these. They were like freaking awesome.
You couldn't just press, you know, rewind and it just starts over. It's a full-on like
no
2 minutes.
Buffering.
You listen to it rewinding.
Oh my god! And the beginning of the Disney movies were so amazing. Anyways, talking about watching and looking at stuff. We have here the Viewmaster. So these used to come with a film that was like a round type of film that you put up here, and it would have pictures in it, and then you would look through these, and every time you had to look up at the light, and every time you wanted to change, you would just go like this, and it was so awesome. I used to love these.
Those were some of my favorites.
You could pretend that they were like binoculars. This was one of my favorite toys.
This right here, I mean, there's still some people that use this, but I used this back when I was little.
Like, what's a tape?
So this right here, a little tape, it's pretty small. And so for this little guy, stick it in here, and then you can press the button and it starts recording. So no, this is not a phone that most people use nowadays to record anything. On this specifically, what I used to use this for was one for school. If I needed to record my teacher so that I can, you know, later remind myself what it is that she was saying or he was saying. And then the other thing I used to use this for was to record songs, like either on the radio, because there was no Spotify, there was no iTunes, there was just radio. So if I ever heard a song that was coming on, I would click this and just like, everybody be quiet, and I'd record the song. And so I would use this to play back music if I ever like felt like listening to music.
What do you have there?
Okay, so I actually, on the thing itself, it says dance song. So there's a rewind button on the side over here, and it's doing the same thing. It's rewinding back to its original set.
Old school Kelly Clarkson. But you know what? Growing up, I used to do the same thing. I would record songs on one of these that I used to have at my grandma's house with my cousin. Every time there was you could record from the radio show into a cassette inside the radio.
Oh, that I didn't know.
And that was like super awesome back in the day because we would record all of our favorite radio songs that were up. Like we're saying, like you couldn't stream music and do things like that. So you just had to freaking use your imagination.
Okay, this one right here?
Yeah. 1, 2, Bop It! How many of you play with the Bop It?
When this came out,
Bop It.
I was actually super obsessed with this game. Unfortunately, it's so old it doesn't even work anymore. But
show us like what was that? I've never played with this.
you've actually never played this?
No, we didn't have Bop It in Venezuela.
Okay. So the way this works is there's actually a lot of games that are just like this, if not like smaller versions or updated versions of this. And what it is it'll say what you want it to do. So it says bop it, and then it says right here bop it. And then the next one, you have to do it in order. This one's pull it, so you pull it. This one says twist it, and then you twist it. And you just have to go as fast as you can until, and then you pass it.
Twist it, pull it, bop it, bop it, bop it, bop it.
So that was just like a simple game that I would be able to take around and play with my friends if I ever
I love that.
wanted to do that.
I love that.
So what I wanted to bring was one of my books that I used to read and some of the things that I used to love about, like one of the things that I used to play with as far as childhood. It was Thomas and Friends. I was super into trains when I was little. I would get trains every year for Christmas.
Yeah.
Like I would get trains, and it was just like a little thing that would go around the Christmas tree. That was one of my favorite things. I don't know what it was about trains that I really found enjoyable. I never really played with Barbies. I never enjoyed those like girly things.
I loved Barbies. I play with Barbies. The Barbie house, the Barbie car, the Barbie like closet, kitchen.
Oh.
I got Barbies from my older cousins, and then I would get even more. I had like all types of clothes. Barbies were like,
That was your thing?
yeah. I wish I had Barbies on me, but yeah,
I was
Barbies were my thing.
into stuffed animals and trains were my thing. And then just like random toys like this, but
Does this still work?
alright, so I guess that works still.
Oh my god, yes. One of my faves. This instant camera. This one is Polaroid. I have a new one that is Fujifilm, but it's not half as good as the really old ones used to be. This one is so awesome. It doesn't close because it's really old, but the point is that this used to close down, and then you would use this to look at your person, and then you're like this, and then you point out what you want to take a picture of.
You actually
And you take the picture. And
Alright,
you
so
had it.
There it is. So then the picture comes out, and then it takes a few minutes for it to, you flip it over in dark, let it sit so that it can develop.
Unfortunately, Polaroid closed down for some time, and so getting the film was kind of hard. And because they're vintage per se, none of the places that I've taken it to here in the valley have been able to like fix it. They don't even touch it. They say like, I don't want to touch it, I don't want to break it, it's vintage, da da da. So yeah.
So over the summer we had a funny little incident that actually surprised me, and I was super shocked at this occurrence. So the Polaroid that she originally has, we took it over the summer to the camp that we went to, and while she was there at the end of the summer she wanted to take photos of some of the people. And so he's 17, right? And Grecia comes up with the camera and says like, I want to take a picture, and then he just looks at her like she was totally crazy and says, what is that? Totally had no idea what it was, has never seen it before. 17, like I guess that's a huge gap between
Jake.
Sorry Jake, threw you out there. How do you not know what a Polaroid is? I was so shocked.
They're actually coming back.
That's what I'm
really
surprised about.
They really are coming back. Like almost a lot of people have them now.
Yeah.
They're really cool because you don't have to wait. You develop your picture right away, and it's just awesome.
It's instant.
They're a little pricey, but they're worth it.
This was a personal game of mine that I loved to play when I was little. This right here, this is Chinese jump rope. You can play it between your legs and jump in between them. And then the other way is with your hands. And Grecia has actually never played this before.
No.
So I'm gonna show her.
I would have used this for like my hair or something.
That's kind of cool, actually.
Yeah.
All right, so the way I used to do this using my hands is I would wrap it around. Okay, so it looks like that. And then I pull through here with my middle fingers through the center, so it looks like that. So what you're supposed to do is you're supposed to go back and forth with like these random designs, I guess, or like crosses.
So what do I do?
So you're gonna use your 2 fingers here, and you're gonna grab, no, right here, no, okay, almost. Grab the cross, finger, no. Use your middle finger.
I am.
That's your, there you go. Around it. There you
Around
go.
what?
Around those strings right there. And then, yeah, you got it. No.
Take it?
Take those, no, you don't need to grab them, you just use your fingers. There we go. And then open your fingers. There we go. She got it, guys. Oh my God. Okay, and so then my next one is like this.
I'm a pro.
Right? I'm gonna grab it here, and then I'm gonna go around again.
Oh shit.
And then let go.
Ooh.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
So you see that? And
Yeah.
then, okay, so the next one, you're gonna take, I actually forgot. Here, can you take my place? Okay. Okay, so this one you take pinky, and then pinky, and then use these fingers here, and then go again. Let go.
Let go? Oh, that's so sick.
And then you
I
just
like
keep
it.
going. So this was just like a thing that I used to love playing back at school. Like we would mess around with this, see how many times we can go before we mess up. That was one of my favorite games. It's super simple. No buttons, no on and off, buttons or anything like that. No screens, no nothing. It was simply just like a stretchy string.
Oh, so you're saying that you don't need to charge them?
Exactly. All right, so lastly, we're done with all of the toys and games, but I did have a few things I wanted to show you guys. These were pictures of me back in the 90s. So I'm going to warn you right now that I have, in fact, changed quite a bit. I still look the same, but a lot of me when I was little.
That is so funny.
Okay, that's baby Mariah. Check out those outfits. Don't they look stunning? Adorable. It was always about those jumpers. And okay, this was,
Girl, you were the friend I wanted to have with that big ass lunch bag. I want you as my friend at school. I want to know what you had in
This was
there.
like a freaking heavy duty all the time when I was little. This was my first day of school. So this is a picture of my first day of first grade. So I was 6 years old here. This was 1997. I did have the ginormous, like, what is that, igloo?
Yeah.
Lunch pail.
Yeah.
And my parents made sure that I was always super ready.
Well fed.
Well fed.
That's a good thing about Asian people. They freaking love food.
Oh, okay. The last couple I wanted to show you, this was during my awkward stage. I think I was in the 3rd grade here. My dad always cut my hair when I was little. And this is when my eyesight started going. So I got glasses. Wow. Not my favorite. I look so funny. Oh my God. Can I just say, what the hell was I thinking in this photo? I don't know, my dad dressed me that day. I'm wearing freaking like combat boots, a cheetah skirt, and like a trench coat. What is up with this outfit? Look at this.
And I have 2 pictures of myself. I was that kid that was always in climbing trees and getting into trouble. I loved being outside, outdoors. We would go to the river and build like little pools and cliff jump, and I don't know. We were just always outside doing stuff. So always in every picture that I have a scrape or something, that's my baby sister. This is one of those, cute little pictures of us.
Alright guys, that was everything for our video. If you had any questions or comments, just leave it in the comment box below.
And
Thank you for watching!